Subscribe to Pammix channel. Click on the bell icon to receive notification on new video. Like and share the videos. Thank you.
Mr. Michael Makin was appointed President and CEO of Printing Industries of America on August 1, 2002. Prior to joining Printing Industries of America, Mr. Makin was President of the Canadian Printing Industries Association and for almost 10 years served as an executive with the Canadian Construction Association. Currently, he also serves as the chairman of the World Print and Communication Forum based in Brussels. So we got to hear you this year in January when you were here in Mumbai for WPCF conference, which was held concurrently with Pammix. And now it's a pleasure to have you again with us on your Pammix YouTube channel.
I'm delighted to be here. I hope everyone is well, and I look forward to the interview.
Sir, as we have experienced all around the globe, the COVID pandemic hit manufacturing and business activity with unexpected intensity. Many small businesses have had to curtail operations or to close shop as a result of it. Can you give us a sense of what it has been like for Printing United Alliance members and how is the recovery process?
Well, obviously, it's a very tragic pandemic. We've passed the 1 million death mark, and of course, certainly in the United States, we have the largest number of individuals that have contracted COVID-19. And I know that India is not far behind us in terms of the record numbers. So it's a very disturbing situation. In terms of its impact, it was devastating for the United States economy. About 23 million individuals lost their jobs, and virtually every segment was substantially impacted. To think of the travel industry and restaurants and many small businesses, tens of thousands of small businesses were impacted to the point where they may never reopen. It's expected that 35,000 small businesses may never reopen in the United States. And if you think about all the segments that were impacted by this pandemic, travel and tourism and marketing and all these sort of things, the common denominator is that print serves all of those segments. And so naturally, it was a substantial punch to the printing industry. Most printers in the United States reported a loss of at least 30 to 40% of their business. And that's 90% of printers in America experienced a substantial loss of activity. Many printers went out of business. I expect that there will probably be thousands of printers by the end of this year that will have closed their doors because they were not able to operate during the pandemic. So even though Printing Industries of America and now Printing United Alliance lobbied very hard with the federal government to have print declared an essential service, even with that, the impact is undeniable.
So, sir, with increasing reliance on digital and virtual processes, there is a noticeable dip in demand for printed media in almost all categories of the industry. How does your alliance view this situation going forward, and what is the vision about the future of print?
Well, it's an interesting question because I don't know that the hypothesis can actually be proven right now, because if you look at the situation, I don't think that it's because people want to replace print. I think it's just that the pandemic has seen an impact on all segments and people are just not advertising as much. Whenever there is a challenge with funds and cash, the first thing people do is they preserve their cash and they don't spend. And if they're not spending, they're not going to be spending to promote their products. Ironically, just like in a recession, companies should actually increase their marketing and printing and direct mail and all those sort of things to make sure that they can have a return on their investment. So I don't know whether the people are trying to replace print because they believe that it's dangerous or that there's transmission issues. I think that there is a reduction in print on many segments simply because the economy itself has contracted. I think that print actually is very resilient. It has stood the test of time for centuries, and I fully expect that it's going to come back very strong. As a matter of fact, if you think about it, one thing that we have learned in this pandemic, at least in the United States, is that we are deluged by technology and emails and all of these sort of things. It's actually refreshing to have a piece of paper or a book, so I think that people are going to be coming back to print in a very big way, and I'm a big champion, obviously, our craft and our industry.
Let's be optimistic.
Yes.
Existing concerns about the effect of printing unit operations on factors such as environment, health of workers, ink toxicity, and now the virus threat are leading to new legislations and restrictions on work methodology. So what is the relative impact of these factors on the viability of printing units?
Well, there's a lot of questions within that question. I think that let me try to take them one by one. When we talk about toxicity of ink, at least in the United States, it's very heavily regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. So we're not seeing great evidence of toxicity of inks. There are, of course, a number of concerns with ink getting into the food system in other parts of the world. And that has led a lot of food packaging to be looked at with great scrutiny. I think that the biggest issue about inks, of course, is ink on any substrate and the ability to have this recycled. We know that in Southeast Asia, for example, in China and probably in India as well, that there are these major centers are refusing to accept plastic and printed plastics. So that's a huge issue that's going to be impacting the industry for sure. In terms of workers, again, our country is very strongly supervised by OSHA, which is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which really focuses on making sure that workers are operating in safe environments. And so we've not seen any new legislation that has come about because of COVID, but certainly a number of government agencies are helping people understand what they need to do, how to make sure that their workplaces are sanitized, that they respect social distancing. And there again is where the printing industry has played a significant role, because all of these things, protected gears, even 3D printed valves for respirators, the printing of the actual guidance documents, the printing of the social distance has all been done by the printing industry. This is why we're so essential.
So, sir, how is Printing United Alliance dealing with common concerns of printing practices and color management around the world?
Well, color management is a very fascinating topic. And of course, a lot of the major brands are worried about brand integrity, color integrity with respect to counterfeit and the like. And so obviously Printing Industries of America and now Printing United Alliance and the old SGIA, now all part of the umbrella Printing United Alliance, have been involved in color management for years. We have the Color Management Conference, we have color management certification, we have experts that can help companies understand the importance of that. And I believe that the most leading companies in the United States understand the importance of color management and color integrity, and the science that's behind color management for sure.
So, sir, your last visit at Pammix 2020 in Mumbai, we would just like to have a little bit of your comment on how was the experience and how would you want to see the exhibition again, virtual or live?
Well, first of all, it was an experience of a lifetime to come to your beautiful country. I had an amazing time. The hospitality that was extended to me by the delegation and the World Master Printers of India was absolutely spectacular. It's a stunning country, very, it's vibrant, and I love seeing the technology. I love seeing the cultural elements. It's hard to believe that it was just in January, and literally just 2 months later, the world, went crazy. So I'm so fortunate that we were able to have that trip and have Pammix, which was one of the best trade shows I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been to hundreds and hundreds of trade shows. So I was very impressed with the professionalism of Pammix. I loved seeing the unique technology that was showcased there. And I would love to come back to it in person. I'm looking forward to the day when we don't have to have Zoom calls, when we can actually get together and provide support for that. So obviously recovery is in the science, and that's going to be, we're obviously hoping for vaccine and to see that move us forward and have major trade events again in the future. In the meantime, we have, we're doing a lot of virtual events. Printing United Alliance is going to be hosting a major global event a 3-week global event from October 26th through November. And obviously any of your members that want to participate in that can do so. I've sent information to the master printers of India in terms of how they can get that and post that for your members. And we encourage, the Indian printers are fantastically innovative. Of course, they understand the language. It's a win-win. And even with the time change, all of the sessions will be recorded so that all you have to do is just download the session. So it's going to be keynote addresses, it's going to be panel discussions, it's going to be actual product demonstrations. So if you were unable to go to Drupa, or you were unable to go to even unable to go to Pammix in India, you can actually go on and see the latest technology from a global perspective.
Great, sir. So, sir, thank you. It was a wonderful interaction, and a good day to you. It's morning there, so a good day to you.
And a good evening to you, and good luck with your YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.